How's it going? My name
check.
is Fart Lord McGee, and I am here.
I'm Fart Lord McGee, and
And I'm here.
and I'm here.
And I'm here.
Is this a podcast? Or is it?
It's not how I was thinking of it. Hey guys, welcome to this new series, which is called TITULAR. I'm your host, Chad Fjerstad, and I decided to start this because I'm crazy about titles. And I think a lot of people underestimate the power of titles. And I'm also a musician, so I'm going to have musicians on as my guests. I hope that sounds good to you. Sounds good to me. And today, very honored for my first guests here for the inaugural episode of Titular. It is the Miami-based band DONZII. Hey guys.
Hey, how's it going?
Good day.
Good day.
Good day to you.
Good day to you. Good day to me. Good day to you. Yeah, DONZII is a very special band. They came onto my radar some years ago. It's hard to keep track of time nowadays. But I'm a big fan, especially because just you guys are just very difficult to categorize, in my opinion. And that's one of the best parts. It's not that simple. It's not just like, okay, what kind of band are they? I couldn't tell you. You just have to see it and listen. And I just feel like you guys sport a lot more personality on stage. It's explosive compared to a lot of bands.
Thanks.
And that's great. That's powerful.
Hey, thanks.
And it's beyond titles. So, speaking of titles, well, actually, why don't you guys introduce yourself first? What's your names?
I'm Jenna Bauf.
Yeah.
My middle name is Carr, C-A-R-R.
Okay, but one of the first times I saw you live, you pronounced it differently on stage. You started saying your own name in a kind of interesting manner. You kept being like, Balfa.
Oh my gosh.
Like over and over again.
Bauf, Baufy, Bauf, Balufe.
Well, what was that all about?
I mean, I don't know. You know, it's funny because sometimes I go into like a trance state when I'm on stage.
Yeah.
And I don't even remember half the time what I said or did. But, you know, people always mispronounce my name. Bauf. They're like Balfe, Balufi, Barf.
If I may interject, you also go into a trance state when you when you're on the phone and you have to spell your last name to like whatever thing on the phone, and you're like, that's Bauf. B as in boy, A, L, F as in Frank, E, and like she's probably said that 8 million times.
8 million times.
And you just hear it in the house or something? It's like
hear
there's
it
a lot of it?
all the time.
He hears it all the time.
Wow, okay. It's programmed in there now.
F as in Frank.
F as in Frank. I think I say that. I think like my mom said it like that or something, you know, so.
You probably said F as in Frank like 8 million times.
And I've also heard that a million times as a Fjerstad.
Yep.
Yeah,
an
F as in Frank.
An F man. So
Yep.
F as in Frank, my grandfather's name. And yes, that feels very old school at this point.
Feels very American,
but people are going to keep
old
saying
school.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why, but let's keep doing it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man.
F as in Frank.
F as in Frank forever. And how about your name, Dennis?
My name is Dennis Brewster Fuller. Since we're doing the full deal, that's Dennis, big D, little E, double N, I S, Brewster, like Brewster's Millions, like Cape Cod, Fuller, F as in Frank, U, double L, E, R.
Thank you.
Got it.
I've never heard that middle name before, Brewster. Is there a bit of story behind?
There's a bit of a story,
one?
yeah. There's two parts to it really, because Brewster is my grandfather's name, and he's from Massachusetts. And then also, if you've ever been to Cape Cod, like when you're driving out to Cape Cod, there's two towns in a row, Dennis, and then the next town is Brewster. So I'm also named after these two towns in Cape Cod.
Oh, well, that's kind of sweet, actually.
There you go.
Yeah.
Some nice, simple meaning. Cape Cod. Speaking of Cape Cods, no one ever calls the drink a Cape Cod anymore. You know,
Whoa, what do they call it?
it's just because a Cape Cod is just a fucking vodka cranberry, isn't it? Maybe with a lime.
Snap.
But it's like it seems so much more fun to like bring the early '90s back and go to the bar and be like, "Can I get a Cape Cod?"
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that. I'm totally
Definitely.
doing that tonight.
I mean, this
Fuck
guy
yeah.
is Cape Cod. His parents, I think they conceived him in Cape Cod.
I
It's
was
the
gonna leave
legend.
that out.
Yeah.
There we go. He lives and breathes it. He's got Cape Cod in his lungs.
You guys didn't need to know that, but now you, now you know.
Hey, you're welcome.
Well, since it's the inaugural episode, maybe we can just start by just fully analyzing our own names even deeper.
Yeah,
Wow.
let's do it.
You know?
Okay.
Like I've been learning a bit more about my name recently, so I didn't know until recently that even Chad is a British name that by their meaning means warrior, which is
Wow.
pretty cool.
That's awesome.
But even before that, you know, you always see the country Chad in Africa,
Right.
and I was like, okay, what's the story with that? Because it always seems, you know, so Anglo-Saxon, so white. But there's just a Lake Chad in that country, and I guess in the
That's it.
as far as my research told me, in the native tongue there, the word Chad also just means lake,
Lake.
which is kind of coincidental since I'm from Minnesota, the water city. So my name is, I'm just this man of water or something like
That's
that.
great.
Purity.
Yeah.
Very
And in
playboy.
Florida, you're super famous because of the hanging Chad.
Yeah, maybe.
That's a throwback to those millennials that were there
What's the hanging
in
Chad?
the ballot box.
Politics.
And that's how like George Bush like won or something because it was like
Right.
we don't know if we can count these hanging Chads.
That's the theory, right? Or was it proven?
Who knows, dude?
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention back then.
The hanging Chad.
Yo, someone get back to us in the comments. Was it real?
We want to know. We want to know what you know. And
someone's gonna deep dive.
we all are right now. And closing it off, then my last name, Fjerstad. It's Norwegian, and I guess the fear part means feather. And stad is like a place of residence, so it's like a town or a city or a home. So warrior of Feathertown.
Warrior
That's
of
what my name
Feathertown.
means. It's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Now, what about yours?
She. I know I have looked up Jennifer. It was a really popular name in the 80s, and it means white wave.
All right.
Whoa.
White wave. And
It's pretty watery, too.
yeah. And my middle name is Scottish. My mom's mom came from Scotland, and so I got that. And then my last name, Balfe, is from Ireland.
Oh, wow.
There's a town called Balfe.
There's a street in Dublin called Balfe Street.
I stood on it,
Holy shit.
pointed at the sign. There's a picture of me being like,
Fuck yeah.
yeah, get it?
Damn.
Um,
No.
and I don't know the meaning of car or Balfe exactly,
That's okay.
but
Yeah. Whatever you know, that's what you're laying out today.
that's what I got. That's what I'm laying out for you guys. White wave over here.
All right. Well, that's fun. So we got the Scottish Irish white waves. That's what we got. The white caps.
White caps.
They're
White
singing.
caps. Yep.
And there is a Fjerstad Street in Norway too.
Hey.
I want to take a picture by that sign.
You
I
gotta
haven't
do
made
it.
Haven't made it there yet.
You deserve that, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. And now it's your turn. We already got the Brewster story.
Yeah.
We got any more?
Dennis, I mean, dude, like, yeah, I guess my parents banged in Cape Cod and named me Dennis Brewster. And then there was no one like Dennis that I was named after. And then, but coincidentally, if you remember the 90s Dennis the Menace movie,
Kinda.
like, I don't know, like, my parents said that I auditioned for it. They like sent a tape of me, and they're like, "His name's Dennis. He's crazy. He'd be great for the for the movie." And I didn't make it, obviously.
Damn.
Sorry, man.
But I feel like that ties into like kind of the stuff you guys are talking about.
And Fuller. He's related
Fuller,
to
yeah, yeah.
Buckminster Fuller, guys.
Who?
Buckminster Fuller.
Who's that?
He's an inventor, scientist, philosopher.
Oh, cool.
He's cool.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this is from the South Shore, Massachusetts, where my father's side of the family's from. So that is cool.
Yeah. I might have to read that Wikipedia later.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys
yeah,
should too.
it's well
yeah?
worth it.
If you guys have never checked out Wikipedia, I highly recommend it. A lot of good info on there.
You gotta donate. Keep it running.
Probably should.
I never do, but
I know. I feel bad though.
You can.
All right. Well, all right. Let's move on to how'd you pick the band name, DONZII? Because I know what it is, but how did you guys decide on it?
Can I tell a story?
Sure, you could tell it. Go for it.
So we had DONZII's had a lot of different iterations and groups, but the formative band started in DONZII in Miami with Doug Weber, and we got a show. Like, we didn't even want to play a show, but someone was like, "I know you guys have been playing music, so why don't you play a show?" And we're like, "What? Like, I guess we have to get songs together." Like, oh my god, okay.
Yeah.
And we were like, all right, we're going to do a thing. And then they're like, well, we got to put a name on the flyer. And we're like, oh my God,
Classic.
like, what do we do? And so we were walking around the neighborhood kind of like, all right, we got to text this guy like a name.
Like today.
And we saw a DONZII speedboat parked in a driveway.
Just like that.
Just like that. And we were like, that's it. And I was like, Casey, we're called DONZII. And then someone was like, you got to add an extra letter so we don't get in trouble. And so then I added an I in the message. I was like, actually, DONZII with 2 I's.
Bada boom. And I feel like nowadays that's every band name's been taken. So it's like, that's kind of the thing to do anyway. So you like add a fucking vowel or something.
You got to do something.
Oh, I know. Everyone's just adding double consonants, double vowels. What the hell, dude? We're going to look back at this era and be like, dude, look at that. That was totally a early 2000s band with double consonants everywhere.
Probably back when, it would be like back when humans were still playing music and stuff.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
The good old days.
Wow. Yeah, my first LA band was called Children with 2 I's back to back as well.
Oh, yeah.
Because at first we only had one, and then we were like, oh, there's already a band in New York who's like on a label.
Called
Just
Children.
spelled the regular way. Better add an I.
Didn't you have a band with children in it?
Our last days as children.
Yeah.
That's the full name?
Yeah.
Sounds like it would be like first wave screamo. Like,
It was screamo emo.
really?
Yeah, like open
shit.
tuning screamo.
No way.
Yeah.
What year was this?
2006.
Okay.
2004, 2006. Yeah.
That was the time to do that kind of shit.
That band was awesome. Our bass player Andreas Wang Chong. That guy was awesome, dude.
That's his real name?
Andreas Bjorn Wang Chong.
It's a sick
Since
name.
we're talking about crazy ass names. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Do you guys still have jams up that you can listen to on the internet?
I found our demo CD like when we were moving to LA, and there might be some stuff on, like, I feel like we had a Pure Volume account, and the Pure Volume, R.I.P. Pure Volume. I don't know if you're still around, but
Me neither.
Huh.
But I
that was the shit.
missed that era though. That mp3.com, MySpace Music,
Oh, yeah.
all the good stuff.
Good days.
Simpler times.
Simpler times.
The golden years.
Yeah.
The internet golden years.
I would find so many new bands on Pure Volume, and like that was my goal, dude, was like finding obscure like new bands on Pure Volume.
And helping them out.
Just or just like whatever. Ripping their songs and being like, I found a new band.
That shit was fun.
It was.
And now it just feels like there's too much, and
Now the world is selling itself back to you, and you have to just be like, yes, I like this kind of music, and like get an advertisement, and everything's so curated that it's like, fuck, man.
I know.
right. And the power of the how do you word it? The algorithm that knows exactly what to show you. You
It's
know,
too much.
it's like sometimes it works.
I like fucking
I'm sure
with
it definitely works, but it
like
takes the fun.
I like to
out.
throw spokes in it and just listen to stuff that's like fucked up and like out of my taste,
Just to fuck it up.
just to fuck it up
That's a good idea.
for no reason.
And do you feel like it works like noticeably after you do that? Like, do you end up like more unique, bizarre shit?
I do.
Then all right, well, breaking the system, cheating the system. A lot of good stuff, a lot of bad stuff. So let's dive into the song titles. Let's start with the full length.
Fishbowl.
Like to do a proper full length. So yeah, I guess we gotta start with the name of the album first.
Fishbowl.
Why Fishbowl?
That one is
Friscobala.
I was on a plane
Mm-hmm.
and I love riding on planes. I just like, I don't know, it's kind of like when well, you're flying above everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like my brain is open to like different frequencies and things. And I'm just kind of like everything is kind of pouring in a different way, you know?
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I'm like just sitting there, and I was writing and I just wrote like, saw life in a fishbowl on a plane. And it just was like very profound to me.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Because I was like, you know, you look at a fishbowl and, you know, you have that kind of curved perspective and everything sort of, you know, becomes like a different summation of perspective, I guess. And yeah, it kind of made sense to me also for like our project, because we have so many different things, and it's kind of like a way to like look inside like all the different emotional ways of expressing ourselves.
That makes sense. Yeah, yeah. Cramming it all in
Cramming.
into this sphere.
If I may add, it's I did read that when you're on a plane at such high altitudes, your brain does function differently, and that you are generally more productive and able to, like, your capacity to do things is heightened.
That makes sense.
And I've heard that, like, you know, don't sleep on a plane. I mean, like, you can if you want to, but like, you should try to get some shit done because you are functioning at a higher capacity. So we never talked about this until right now.
Wow. Well, that's pretty fascinating that the name came from that, and I can relate to the concept. I think it's the only place I can still bring myself to read books is on the airplane, and that's one of the reasons why I love it. You know, I feel like, oh, my brain is working. I can focus. I can concentrate.
Yeah.
I can
Very true.
take in information. So I don't know. I guess that sort of loosely relates. So happy to hear that. And now we know what Fishbowl is all about. So let's move on to the titles. Right Way Highway, the opening track.
Yeah, that's well, there's it started off as Rob 25, like when we were writing it, just because we thought it sounded kind of like
A Section 25 song.
and Rob Zombie a little bit.
Yeah.
For some weird reason.
Okay, cool.
Something was like it, and it's still, when we put it on the SPD or when we play it live on the set list, it's always written as Rob 25.
Yeah.
Because
Whoa.
that's a mouthful to write. So
But
Yeah, it's two relatively
too many
long words.
yeah.
And I never would have thought of the Rob Zombie comparison, but I can feel a little bit of a White Zombie energy in it now. A little
if
bit
you
of
hear,
flow,
I think it was mostly the drums when we just first started, like when it was just a skeleton. But yeah, Right Way Highway. It's the song itself is kind of about like, you know, right and wrong, like trying to be right and always trying to be like, you know, just moving forward in this absolute right virtuosic manner. And I'm not about that, you know. So it's like, yeah, like the right way highway. It's like, oh yeah, I'm on the highway to always being correct. And it's like, nah, man, like you're not, you know. No
Yes.
one is. Like,
Yes.
cut it out.
All right, I like it. So it's sarcastic, it's satirical, it's snarky.
Yeah,
It's a
just kind of
little
like
snarky.
It's a little snarky. It's just kind of like, you know, don't be pretentious and like
Yeah.
think that you're that everyone is the right thing to do, or like, you know, the right thing is different for everybody.
The
So,
right thing is different for
I think
everybody.
that's the message of the track.
Yes.
Goddamn right.
Hell yeah, brother.
I would agree with that. I feel the same way. And I like that. That's what. Yeah. Whoops. Just played your song. Didn't try to do that.
Oh, hey, thanks. We'll take a stream. Don't kill anybody.
This bass gets really wide up here, huh?
You think so?
It gets wide up. But anyway.
Oh, the neck.
Yeah.
It thickens out.
Yeah. Like here and up here it gets big. Anyway.
On that note, the next song is Penetrate.
Hey. Wow, that was a good segue. Look at that.
Penetrate's a fun song. I mean, I think Jenna should talk about it more because, yeah, go for it. Since we're talking about titles.
It's like, it's weird, you know, like writing lyrics, because I feel like I'm a vessel.
Sure.
You know, sometimes things come in that maybe like are not immediately happening, or maybe are not even my story. You know, I don't know. And we were just in the studio, and yeah, this like very sexual song just came in my head, and I was like, this makes me feel a little uncomfortable, but like I'm the vessel. And so when I first started performing it, I was like, oh my God. And then I was like, nah, man, this is sick, you know? It's about ice cream, you know, cum on the face, like just everything. It's a very sexual song.
Okay, straight up. So it's really on the nose, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And Truly Hall made an awesome video, which is out there you should check it out too, or link it.
It's very green, right?
She made a big, giant green penis, and she got a bunch of mint chocolate chip ice cream, and like we were just rolling around this paper
Covered.
mache penis with ice cream
And paint. They were like splashing us with paint and ice cream. It was afterwards. I was like,
oh my God, it was
I
so
bet.
gross. We smelled like ice cream for like 3 days.
so gross.
And oh dude, also we were like totally probably sick when we shot the video, so we were like
Dying.
We were dying. We were like we had like a fever. We
Damn.
were like, no, it's okay, let's do it. Like everyone's here, and we're like trying not to die.
Are you guys pukers? Do you puke a lot?
I never puke. I have an ironclad stomach.
Same.
I puke.
Yeah.
She pukes.
I'm like you. I've only met one other person like this, but I've never thrown up in my entire life a single time.
A single time?
Not once. Not once.
Damn,
It's some
dog.
some freak show shit.
That's
That's
some Fjerstad
crazy.
shit.
It's weird. But I don't know.
I puked my face off in Colombia when I got food poisoning, and that was just impossible not to. But that was literally it. Like in that day, I probably puked more than easily puked more than I have in my entire life. I also puked when I had a UTI.
Dude, I'm
That's-
sorry.
That's about it though.
What did you eat, man?
I think it's because I ate a piece of bread off the floor.
Straight up.
His pan de bono, like this really good cheesy bread thing,
Yeah.
fell on the floor.
It's like 10-second rule.
And he was like 10-second rule, and me and my friend Mao were like no,
Don't do that.
no, like slow motion, like no, and he's like,
I'm like, it's fine.
Oh no.
you know.
Oh,
And
no.
literally like 12 hours later, it was like blah, la 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 for like a day, and then it went away.
It was
fine.
like 2 days actually.
I think just last night at 7-Eleven, my taquito fell. And I was like,
It's not worth
10-second rule.
it.
10-second rule
It's not worth it, everybody.
Especially taquito plus floor.
at
That's
7-Eleven.
gonna, I don't know.
Hey, I don't know. Does 7-Eleven out here have good pan de bono? They have that in Miami.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I think it's regional, maybe.
I highly doubt that it's here, but what do I really know? You know, I try to be worldly, but you can only do so much.
You can only do so much.
Yeah,
true.
what does a 7-Eleven do here that's regional? Oh, we'll figure it out later.
Yeah.
Figure it out in the comments.
Yeah. Everything is about the comments. That's what it comes down to. So,
Hit that subscribe button.
Crash Landing is next.
Love this song.
That's an early DONZII song.
Yeah.
Very early DONZII song, and we were kind of like, you know, we were still forming, still kind of figuring out, you know, who we were, and I was just at this particular moment, I was like, man, I was thinking a lot about David Bowie,
Okay.
and I was like, that guy, just an alien amongst us, like
So, yeah.
a star man, you know, the whole thing.
That's what they all say.
That's what they all say. And so I was like, I want to kind of try to write a song, you know, like that makes me think of him.
Okay.
And so that I called it Crash Landing because I guess, I don't know, I was kind of thinking about like crashing from another planet
Mm-hmm.
onto Earth and having to deal with like earthly things and situations, you know, and just wanting to like move beyond the sort of like awkwardness of this human moment.
Feel that.
I will add, it was an early DONZII song, and it was probably the first song written on the record before the record was
That's
even
true.
before the record was even thought about being made. It was just a tune we played, and then it's like around like 90 BPM, I want to say, and like that also kind of became the DONZII like Bermuda Triangle home turf of like we're like you know, which it's not everything we do, but it is like that's our comfort zone. This like kind of like 90 to 100 BPM kind of slow groover, funky, but like with the no wave element. And so that kind of that song in general kind of set a tone for things to be, but you know.
But
not
now
for
we're
everything.
changing because I want everything faster.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What makes you want that?
Dance.
Okay.
It's fun. Like I like the songs that are fast because I'm like all pumped up and like.
Yeah, you want to move around a little more?
Yeah.
Even more? Cool. However, I can't even imagine more movement, but I'm ready to see it. All right, cool. Crash Landing, was that Bowie had already passed away at that point, right?
Yes.
When you'd written it?
No. Didn't he pass away in? He passed away in what 2016, right?
I don't know.
2020.
I figured she would know since she wrote. I don't remember.
It was. I wrote
He
that
passed
one.
away when Trump came in.
Oh.
It was like 2016, I think.
Damn, hell of a year.
But I wrote that song and I think it was after we got married, so it was around 2018.
Yeah.
When
Okay.
I wrote it.
Okay, yeah, so it was after the passing. So there was a bit of that sort of sentiment as well, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Like the legend.
The legend.
Okay, next is Fishbowl. So we already kind of talked about why the album's called that. Same. It'd be weird if the song had a different meaning.
No.
But it doesn't, right?
That is it. That's the title track, and it's the same.
We were working on that song with another musician named Madison in New York, with a previous band called Template, which, man, you guys missed on Template because never really came into existence. But what a good band it was. And but we had kind of sort of toyed with those lyrics a little bit with Template, and then that band kind of faded, and but it's stuck. It's stuck.
And now it's here to stay.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. And the next song is called Fun.
Fun.
Yep.
Yeah, have
What
fun.
does that mean?
It's a song about fun. Actually, this one's cool because I wrote the initial idea bass line.
Uh-huh.
Like I was like, I just have this feeling. I have a feeling. I'm not like, a bass player or any sort of profound instrumentalist, but like I came up with like the initial like, riff, I guess. And then I just sing that line like, ooh, and in the end we're having fun. And then in my head I was like, I want this to be something that gets picked up by a car commercial so I can make money.
Really?
Yeah. And then it's true. And then
You hear that, car companies?
Yeah, you hear that?
We got the song just for you.
but then yeah, he fleshed out made it more like interesting and have more movement, but
Less
Yeah.
car commercial.
yeah. And I wrote it also for fun, It was
Yeah.
for people to have fun. This song connects to more like kind of normie people, like all my family members and everything. Like
They love it?
they're like, this is the song.
Really?
This is the song because it's fun, and the other songs are kind of like dark and like weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a little bit more like, what the hell is this? And
But
then-
fun, they're like, this is a real song.
If it's not happy, it's not a real song.
Yeah.
In a lot of people's eyes, I guess. No, I mean, that actually makes a lot of sense. It kind of proves like the effectiveness of, I think, that you kind of wrote it with that spirit in mind.
Yeah.
With the like mainstream car commercial. Here, this one's for you guys.
Yeah.
And then it worked,
It did.
That's impressive. Doesn't that feel good? Isn't that fun?
Hey, it actually is really fun, and it does feel good because I do want to connect to people, and that speaks to also like the kind of like schizophrenia of not schizophrenia in a bad way, but I guess just like multifacetedness of our vibe, our style. It's like they're all sincere outputs that like want to reach different kinds of
Audiences.
people. Yeah.
Touch different hearts and different parts.
Absolutely.
Yes. Buttholes. Everything.
Yes, absolutely. That's no part should be neglected, right?
That's right.
Okay. Well, we're having fun. We're doing good. From left to right. This next song is called From Left to Right. Without the from part. It's just called Left to Right. And what's that all about, guys?
It's like a really fast no wave song. It's like less than 2 minutes.
It's a fast song.
Yeah, move your body from the left to the right. Just
Well,
go crazy.
it's kind of about like gender
Oh.
because it's about the freedom of gender expression. Like, go all the way left, go all the way right.
Up and down, all around.
Just get down, you know? Oh, you want her body, he wants his, she wants hers, like, whatever, you know? Just get down.
Absolutely.
Left to right, get down.
Get down with it.
Get down.
The direction don't matter.
That's right. That's it.
That's beautiful.
Thanks.
Pattern 26.
Yeah, that was like that just happened to be the pattern on my drum machine that I wrote this.
There you go. It's one of those. One of those
Yes.
titles.
Yeah.
Where the tentative sticks, right?
The Alesis HR16.
Is that you have a tightly knit relationship with that machine?
I do.
Oh,
I have
yeah.
like 5 of them, and
Wow.
Every time one starts to like break or the buttons start to get wonky, I just buy another one.
Oh.
It's like my little library of beats.
It's your one. It's your one and only. It
It's
sounds
like a diary for me.
Your 5 and only.
And I fill them up,
Yeah.
100 beats, and then I'm like, okay, let's just get another one.
Is that where it maxes out? You can save like 100 beats?
Yeah, you could save 100 patterns, and then you could save songs too. But the thing is, like, especially nowadays, like when you're working with like DAWs and like digital clocks, like the clock on the old drum machines is always like super fucked up compared to like a digital computer clock.
Yeah, and do you like the sort of like imperfection of that?
I love it. I honestly wish it was just more of a pattern playing for 5 minutes and, you know, the tempo is imperfect. I love that, but everyone wants to put everything to a grid.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I just go with that too. That's fine. I think it's definitely more organized and cleaner. But I love the weird, messed up old digital clocks a lot.
Yeah. That might add a little bit of specialty to
It
the
does, you
to the
know.
DONZII groove.
When
Oh, yeah.
when your songs are like
Yeah.
your BPM is like 119.873, like that's cool. I like that. I don't like, you know, 120 on the nose or
Sure. Yeah.
whatever on the nose. I don't like that.
Might sound a little too familiar at this point.
Yeah, it's the spice of life.
Oh, got another one. A little more fun here.
You're the spice of life.
Funny pants.
Oh, Funny Pants. This song, that title, we went to Gainesville. They invited us to the studio called Pulp Art Studio to do a live session recorded to 2-inch tape.
Super sick.
And we were like, you know what? We want to write one song special for this right now. And they're like, what? Like, you don't have time. And we're like,
We have time.
Don't
we have
worry.
an HR16 in 1 hour.
Whoa.
and we wrote the song. In my head, I was kind of wanting to make something sort of like the Pixies.
Cool.
It does not sound like the Pixies at all.
That happens.
But the humor of it, like, because I feel like, you know, Frank Black's lyrics are very, like, they're funny. They're satirical. They're very, like, they mean a lot of different things at the same moment. And, yeah, for me, Funny Pants is kind of about this, like, in my head, I was just seeing this kind of, like, really tall, funny-looking stick figure with funny pants.
Yeah.
And they were just kind of, like, saying all these different kind of things, and it was kind of like this 90s like dance video in my head, and this like stick figure had their funny pants, and they were like, yeah.
Do you feel that you're sort of so I don't recall, is this a song that you guys put in the set when you play live relatively often?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's usually in the back half. And my goal with the song was I wanted to write something I'd never heard before. So
Ever.
yeah, if you want to hear a song that just doesn't sound like anything,
This is the one.
this is the one.
Funny
And it
pants.
has
Yeah.
no, like, the structure makes no sense.
Yeah, I was like nothing. I
Yeah.
want new things to exist.
It's going to piss
Okay.
off the
Copying.
bloggers and the
Yeah.
critics. They're going to, well, it doesn't go anywhere. There's no parts. Where's your parts? Right
Yeah,
here.
it's totally fucked. Like the bass line is fucked. Like you don't know what key anything's in, but it grooves and it has a that's just a funny way of existing. That's why I love it. I love this song. It's probably my favorite song.
Not everything needs structure.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's nice to let go of that sometimes.
I Totally agree.
We agree.
And my other question was, because are you channeling the character that you saw when you named the song, like when you're playing this song on stage?
Definitely.
I mean, even just the way you're just moving there, I was like, okay, I'm pretty sure I've seen you
Yes.
be this character.
I
on
go
stage.
into that character. I
Also,
see that
guess what?
character
It's like-
all the time.
It's also
in my
like
head.
90 BPM, like Crash Landing.
That's true.
There you go, baby. The DONZII groove.
90 BPM.
It is the DONZII groove,
A
it's true.
weird ass angular bassline groove. It's our. I mean, we go everywhere in between, but that's home base.
That's true.
Beautiful. Let's swim in it whenever we can
Let's do it, man.
with these guys. All right, we got a few more on this record. Baby Wilder, track 9.
Baby Wilder.
It's deep in the album now, in that the second, third to last song. So that's like the weird spot on the album always,
Yeah.
right?
And this is a weird song.
This was the one song we wrote on this record with the founding member of DONZII, Doug. Doug came to
Weber.
the studio one day, maybe begrudgingly, and brought his MS-20, and we ran the drums, the HR-16, through the MS-20, which is just, it created this weird scratching, like sound. That's just the drums going through the MS-20, and we wrote this kind of brutal ass drop D fucking brutal song.
Yeah. And we called it Baby
And we
Wilder.
called it Baby Wilder because it was just, we're like,
Wild.
what do you call this sound? It's fucking wild.
It's a wild baby.
It's a fresh baby. It's so wild.
Yeah.
It's a Baby Wilder. Yeah.
Are a lot of your songs in drop D?
No, that's just this one.
Just this one.
Yeah.
So when you sat down and you heard it, you were like, you thought about Baby Wilder right away when you picked up that bass.
Yeah. I did.
It was so fresh.
I was like, oh man, fuck yeah, dude.
Let me ask, since we're talking about babies, since we're talking about Dougie,
Doug.
how'd you guys first connect with Dougie? Because I mean, you do notice him on stage. He's an older fellow.
Oh, that's
Danny.
Danny.
Oh, my bad. Okay,
Yeah.
I was curious about the Danny connection.
Danny connection. That's a great story.
We can go through like really quick. We'll go Doug. Doug, we met in Pinecrest Mansions, and we had a great couple years with Doug, and we wrote some really fun songs. And then he kind of went off to do his own thing. We played with a guy named Nick DeLuca. We played with Rainer Davies. We played with Dion. We played with all these really talented, like extremely talented jazz music school cats who are like
Wow.
so freaking good.
Yeah.
Everyone I just mentioned is like a professional guitar player.
Virtuoso.
Yeah, they're all awesome.
Amazing.
And it was really cool playing with them for various reasons. Either they were too busy or whatever. They couldn't do the group full time. Maybe it wasn't just wasn't working out. But one day we met, one day we went to this goth show in Miami at this place, Churchill's. Maybe they're going to bring it back. If you know Miami, you know Churchill's. So we're at Churchill's. We're watching this goth band called Incarnata play. And, there was like 3 people there. There was nobody at this fucking show. And Jenna and I are watching this band, total silence. And like in the 3rd or 4th song, we look at each other and we're just like, this guitar player is fucking insane. Like, we both said the exact same thing at the same time. We were both like,
Fuck yeah.
dude, what the fuck with this guy? Like, why is he in this band? And, dude, I straight up, like, the show ended. He packed up and was just like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Like, I don't want to deal with this shit. And then I followed him to his car. I, like, followed him.
We followed him.
He had the car was on.
I
Like,
was there too.
He was
Stalkers.
He was going out. And I just knocked on his window. I was like, dude, you're so good, man. Can we play together? And he was like, okay, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't
He
even like hesitate. He was like, okay.
He was like,
So
whatever.
simple.
Like, here's my number. Like, probably
So
thinking we were
simple.
full of shit. And then, dude, yeah, couple practices. And he was like, man, this is like, and then we picked up a tour with the Growlers like a month later.
Wow.
And he was just like, wow, dude, I can't believe
It's
I'm
real.
in this band that's like going on tour. And I'm like, I've been with you guys for a month. It was awesome. And Danny,
Yeah.
and so Danny, yeah, he's a little bit older, but man, the way that guy plays is unlike anybody else. He's so textural. He's so inventive. He just does things that, like you look at him and you're like, how are you doing that? And then he'll pick up a cell phone or something and just be like all over the fretboard, but like it sounds
Whoa.
so good.
Incredible.
Like he'll do, like whatever, like, and it's effortless, and he's just so down to earth and no ego with this guy. He's so chill.
That's beautiful. Yeah, I've seen you guys with him a few times, and there's his energy and his playing was just very, very standout, and he just stood out as an individual, but it also felt very cohesive with your energy.
We
So I
love
always
Danny.
wanted to know.
Yeah.
Danny's amazing.
So he stayed in Miami.
Yeah.
And we play with him on the East Coast, and we play with him in Miami.
Well, we play with him when we can.
Yeah.
You know.
If he can make some out of town dates, he will. And you know, we respect what Danny can do.
Yeah. And DONZII is a universe.
Yeah.
Like we're not.
Right.
We're always shifting. We have like.
It's not on the right way highway.
Yeah. No. We're like we have huge iterations of our band. We have just me and him.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just, we're just really fighting against being anything marketable, like, labels. I know.
They don't get it.
It's okay.
It's okay, yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah, I can't even speak on that at the moment.
They're like, who's in the band? We're like, we don't even know, dude. I edited to make us look cool, man.
Of course, man.
Okay.
We're gonna have to be like, look at DONZII's dirty socks. For 10 cents a day, you can help DONZII get new socks.
Well, second class is what, Grave?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's like our industrial song, industrial gothy song of the record.
Yeah.
That's what this word means.
Oh, really?
Sepultura.
I never knew that.
It's grave in like Portuguese or something.
Whoa.
That's why it's so tight.
Hell yeah.
Grave is a cool word.
But I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good.
Yeah, Jenny, tell us about Grave.
Grave is, it's just kind of like the song it's another sassy one.
Aren't they all?
They are. A lot of them have sass. And this one in particular, it was just kind of like the chorus. The original chorus is fuck you in your grave.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Pretty nasty.
Yeah, just like fuck you in your grave, like, I don't know. It's kind of, the song itself is kind of about like people like judging you, and like coming after you. I think I wrote it, I had my first experience with like people like attacking me on the internet for like being a woman who's trying to make music or whatever. There's a lot of issues around that apparently.
Yeah, somehow.
And yeah, so I was just kind of like, it was a way of processing that, and I was just like, yeah, like fuck you in your grave, like, oh yeah, you want to come for me, like, okay.
It's a bit of a revenge piece.
A little bit, yeah, because it's rough out here, and people make these assumptions about you, and like they don't know what you've been through, they don't know what you've done, it's just like, oh, based on like today's activity on Instagram, I'm gonna create this whole picture of who you are, and it's like fuck, it's like just forget it,
It feels nice to have a song like that, I think, in a lot of projects where like, if you're not because you don't want to be a violent person in reality. You don't want to fuck with anyone's like personal experiences.
No.
But you can just make a cathartic song like that, and it feels pretty fucking good, and
It
you'll always
does.
have it every time you perform it,
And
right?
for other people too, like if other people need to feel that kind of emotion in a safe way, there you go.
An anthem for them.
It's for them. An anthem for them, really. Right.
Not for actual necrophiles, but it feels to enter that territory a little bit. But it's a metaphor, so.
Mm-hmm.
And then you immediately follow that up with the closing track, "Love," which is quite seems the opposite,
It is. It's a love song. It's about love. That's it. That one's easy.
Damn, that is really really simple. You got anything to add to that, Dennis?
It reminds me of that quote from the Brian Jonestown documentary Dig, where he's like, this next song's called Love, and it's about love. We wrote it in San Francisco with Sean Durkin.
Okay.
In the studio in 2020 or something. I don't remember. 28.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Is Sean Durkin known for any specific project or production? I don't know his name, so I'm curious.
Yeah, he's in this really cool band called Crushed.
Cool.
He played guitar with Deaf Heaven.
Oh.
He's awesome.
Okay.
And yeah, he had us in his studio in San Francisco for a couple weeks, and it was right before the election, or as the election was happening during the pandemic. So the entire city was boarded up, and it was kind of the most surreal experience we've ever had of being in San Francisco. It was just like ghost town everywhere, plywood on every window.
Wow.
and we were just there recording. It felt like it was like they closed the city for us. It's very weird.
So it was kind of magical, actually.
Yeah, it was cool. It was like
Okay.
it was just weird. It was like an apocalyptic scene.
SF.
SF, man, come on.
Quite the city.
Come on, SF. Get it together. I'm just kidding. We love you.
Well, that wraps it up for the LP Fishbowl.
Woo!
Why don't you guys just select just like a couple more of the newer jams?
We have On the Inside, which we just wrote with George Elbrecht out here. That was an LA born song.
Fuck yeah.
And that's kind of got these really cool like metal guitar things going on. George really uplifted the structure, I guess you could say, of the song to give it a lot of energy, and we really love playing it because it's just like such a banger.
Yeah, it's so fun.
George has some wild compositional talent. I'm a big fan of
Oh,
George
yeah.
Elbrecht.
We
So
love George.
yeah,
Yeah, I highly recommend checking out anything he's a part of. He's just such a wonderful dude.
agreed. Big time.
Big time.
Big time.
Jorge.
Yeah, we did good. We did a lot of titles. We got really titular.
We did.
Titular.
Titular.
Is there an album that comes to mind that you guys mutually have worshipped as long as you've known each other, that kind of inspired the band and the sound in some form? Maybe just in a spiritual sense or something.
Okay, mutually, and like an album that I definitely remember that we've listened to so many times in every car we've ever had together. Four Calendar Cafe.
Oh, fuck yeah.
It's
Cocktail
true.
Twins.
Of course.
I mean, every place we've ever lived together, every car we've driven, that CD has been in the car and been put on many, many, many times. And we don't sound anything like the Cocktail Twins, but
Doesn't matter.
that song, that album lives in our vehicle, whatever that may be,
It's
at
true.
all times.
Well, they're one of my favorite bands of all time, so I'm
Same.
not mad about that answer.
Definitely.
Yep, never gets old. Always the prettiest, most gorgeous music
I
that I've
know.
ever heard.
I love
Absolutely.
it.
It's
So
perfect.
that's fantastic.
Also, Lizzie Mercier, Mambo Nassau is a fantastic record. The whole band DONZII was also really started with the influence of Lizzie Mercier, who was early 80s New York. She's French, New York. Basically, like, if I could put someone at the top of no wave as a genre, it would be James Chance and Lizzie Mercier.
Nice. Is she the one? Does she have a song just called Funky Stuff?
Yes.
Is that
Yeah.
her? Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
one.
Funky stuff.
Yeah, it's a great song. Yeah, I've listened to that record a few times. It's never heard anything like it, I think.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's
fuck
very
yeah.
unique, and
I
it's
love her.
very dancey, and if I could turn everybody on to Lizzie Mercier, I would.
And maybe this is it.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna see this. It's gonna happen.
It's like, stop touching the bass.
What is that little thing that pops out? I've
You know
never
about
noticed
this?
that.
What? Yeah, check this out.
What does it do?
It's so you can.
Rest it?
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, dude. It's like a guitar, like a lap guitar.
It's a strong look
That's
too.
literally what that's for.
When someone has a frontal view of you, it's a strong look.
Yeah, man. You guys out there in audio land don't know what you're missing.
How about one album or artist that means a lot to you individually that the other person doesn't fuck with? Do you each have one of those?
I have plenty
Yeah.
that she doesn't fuck with.
Yeah. Yeah, same.
Who comes to
What do
mind
I not
first?
fuck with of yours?
But
Oh, okay. Yeah, never mind.
there's a whole world of that shit. I mean, like, I grew up in Miami, and I just like a lot of like really raunchy hip hop.
Oh, cool.
I love all that.
Well, some of it-
I thought you
some
were
of
gonna talk
it-
about pop music or something.
Well, I mean, I get into pop music sometimes more of as like an experiment,
Sure.
but like
I see that.
You study it.
I study it. But I I just really like Cardi B and like Trina, Glorilla, like just I like rap.
Hell yeah.
I just like contemporary rap. I like dancing to it. I like it. And I don't know. It's like he doesn't like put it on, I guess is what I'm saying. Like if he hears it, he's not like, "Oh my god." I mean, sometimes he will be like, "Not again." But Like I'm the one who will play that music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel that. And how about you, Dennis?
I mean, I am a sucker for new metal.
Fuck
I
yeah.
love new metal, and
I like it, but I'm not like I'm not the one putting it on.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. And you weren't a new metal teen
no.
like I was, and maybe Dennis was too.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I have Follow the Leader in the car, and like, I can get through like 4 songs before everyone else is like, please stop this. And I'm like, no.
That's especially funny with that album because it's like the first 4 songs are like legendary, and then
Yeah.
and then the rest of them it's like whoa,
Kinda
it's
suck
kind
a
of like
little
all
bit.
over the place.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say suck, but like, I love them, but most people can't take it.
And then of course the track right in the middle. What was it? All in the
All
Family.
in the Family with Fred Durst.
Oh, that one's
That,
crazy.
man.
That's
You
where I
can't-
learned every bad word.
You can't even talk about that song anymore.
I got in trouble in 5th grade for listening to that song.
Well, I can see why.
Miss Masvidal was like, what the fuck are you doing with this song? I was like, sorry.
I still tweet corn on the cob. You need a new job with no context all the fucking time, like regularly. I'm sorry. Are you guys into Zodiac?
A little bit,
As
yeah.
much as
Yeah.
we can be. I mean, I
Do you-
don't know too much.
Do you know your sun rising and moon?
Yep.
Let's hear it.
I'm a Capricorn sun, Pisces moon, Libra rising.
Capricorns.
Hey!
Yeah.
Cappy's in the
We the
house.
best.
We the best music.
What about you,
DJ
Dennis?
Khaled, yeah. I'm a Taurus, and then someone told me all that stuff one time, and I forgot. But I remember it was just like Taurus, something else. I'm like a double Taurus,
Hell yeah. Big
Almost-
bull energy.
almost a triple
Big
Taurus.
Bull.
But not bullshit.
But not bullshit.
I don't get bullshit energy from you. I just get the bull.
Maybe something.
Got the horns. He's got
Yeah.
the horns.
Maybe a bull you can pet a little bit. What do you think?
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
he's
down.
A nice little bull.
I like being pet.
He's nice.
That's great.
Fuck yeah. Well, anything else? You guys want to just talk about? Just tell us what you got up next, and then that's it.
Yeah.
What's on the Donzi
We
plate?
got a show June 8th at Footsie's. We got a show June 20th at the Echo
June 21st.
in San Francisco.
Yep. And then
Back to SF,
SF.
baby.
woo! And we're working on our album. We're still doing that, and we're working on some EPs at the same time.
Yeah, we'll be releasing some singles too, so stay tuned.
And we know who's mixing, producing the new album yet, or no? Is that public?
Yeah, we're working with Chris Cody on the album.
Chris Cody, the legend.
Chris Cody.
Yes.
And then, we're working with George on some of these EPs and stuff.
Fuck yeah.
And Ryan Haft in Miami.
Ryan Haft
We've
is
also been working with him.
Ryan Haft is the cornerstone of the Miami scene, if you ask me.
Yeah, we love Ryan.
Every musician that's putting stuff out in Miami, basically getting it recorded and mixed by Ryan.
Yep.
Excellent. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
for
This
being
has
the
been so
first guest
fun.
on Titular. You guys like that name?
Titular. I love it.
It's a good title, right?
Titular.
All right, listen to Donzi, y'all. Go see him live. Bye, guys.
Bye. Oh, it's so fun when you take the headphones off because it's like you were in this other planet for so long, you know?